Grand rising, grand rising, and welcome today. Happy Fat Tuesday, y'all. Happy Fat Tuesday. I hope you guys didn't try to put any Ozempic in Fat Tuesday because we need it fat and juicy before we give up everything, right? So happy Fat Tuesday. Happy morning. Happy grand rising. It's Tuesday the 13th, 2024. I hope you guys are having your king cake or whatever kind of cake gets you up and ready in the morning time. Thanks for coming through. Naughty Love is in the house. Thank you for coming through. I love Naughty. You know how you meet some people in life and they're just spectacular and they're like that consistently? That's a really good find, because some people are all over the place. I mean, with their personality and how they treat you. And other people are consistent. And, like kids, we need consistency in our life. You know what I'm saying? We need consistency in our life. Yes, love, love, love. Bianca Edwards is in the house. Yes, happy Tuesday and happy Fat Tuesday. It's Mardi Gras, y'all. I ain't got no bees, but my titties is out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Is it too early to say titties? I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. I'm not even dressed and ready to go be with people yet. I decided to come be with my people first and just like touch on some things because there were some things I wanted to come and talk to you guys about. And, consistency is key when you are doing these types of things. There's consistency. So I have to come on here like every other day and be live with my curvy crew so I stay in the algorithm. Oh, by the way, on your way in, if you can smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring my bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. I can't help but say it like that. I make everything a song. Yes, I'm the person. If you guys ever go to a grocery store that has a good soundtrack, like out here we have this place called Canned Food Grocery Outlet, and they have the best soundtracks in that store. Me and my mom literally dance all over the whole store while we're freaking shopping. So, and I be singing and dances and the thing. Yes, likes are free. Like the video on your way in, smash the like button and everything. You know what, Naughty, go ahead and drop your link if just in case nobody doesn't know who you are. I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but go ahead, drop your link because there's enough to go around. And anybody who might not know where to find you will know where to find you because Naughty is a fellow content creator. Oh, my coffee's just okay this morning because I didn't have the right kind of creamer. Like I don't need sweet coffee. I just like my stevia monk fruit sweetener with a little, like maybe a tablespoon of half and half or cream. And this morning, I only have my husband's sweetener and he uses all those freaking coffee mate flavor things. And it's just so a lot. So it's very sweet, but not really the kind of sweet I like. Anyway, but I love it. I love morning coffee. I'm so grateful for today. And I'm grateful for this coffee. Let's see. Okay, so you guys want to know what I want to really talk about first? Well, I meant to come on here this weekend when I heard about this one story. And it was about James, you guys. Many of you might not watch Vanderpump Rules, but last year we had Scandival on Vanderpump Rules, you guys. And you know what's kind of funny about it is that he thought he was just about to be the number one guy over there because, okay, so there used to be Jax over there, and then he got kicked off. And then Tom became the number one guy because Jax had smashed his girlfriend, and everybody thought Jax was like a toilet bowl. So he went to the bottom of the list, and Tom Sandoval went to the top of the list. But then Tom Sandoval had a torrid love affair for months with Raquel Levy, who was his girlfriend, his living girlfriend, Ariana's very good friend. Now, they all tried to tell me that was her best friend this and her best friend that. But I'm like, had she been paying attention, she may have noticed that she wasn't her best friend, that she was more hanging around her with Tom. That's what I think was probably happening as why she might have been able to get so close. Um, but that's all been decided. James is a smug a-hole. Exactly. And we're gonna talk about it because he's obviously an abuser, allegedly. Where's my banner? Yep, it's allegedly. So remember, on Vanderpump Rules, we've seen James be very plotted and maniacal, and emotionally abusive for a long time, and just displaying like kind of narcissistic, uh, sociopathic behavior where he literally will stalk females to get to his end of being on a show. And I think that's really tacky, um, because Kristen thought she was being liked by him, and then he gets on the thing and he just brags about how he just used her to get on the show. So during their tumultuous relationship, there was a scene once where they were at Sheena Shea's wedding, I believe, and her and James, her being Kristen Doubt, which I don't even want to give her any shine because yeah, but and Kristen pushed James. So everybody was like, "Oh, Kristen's a drunk, abusive lady." Da, da, da. James is da, da, da. And so James got a pass for being a horrible person that season, mentally and physically to Kristen, um, because we saw Kristen push him. So they were like, "Well, maybe it was warranted." I don't really know what people were thinking, but I was like, I'm team keep your hands to yourself, period. Right? Um, so then James got with who did he get with next? Raquel. And Raquel, in my opinion, just as a viewer, she seemed semi abused. She seemed very controlled by James. That's a form of abuse because we are free sovereign beings in this planet. Nobody should get to tell us what to do, where to do it, and how to do it when, because we're free. So if you decide to get yourself in a relationship where your man or woman wants to tell you everything to do, if you're not okay with that, then blink twice, okay? Because it doesn't have to be like that. That's a form of emotional abuse for somebody to control you to that degree. Also, alienate you, right? So we already know full circle moon, right? And so then during the relationship with Raquel, we know that he was cheating on her, talking, letting his friends verbally abuse her, never sticking up for her, putting her in horrible situations all the time, calling her crazy when she thought he was cheating on her, and then bragging about cheating on her later. It was just been a lot for Raquel, right? And then before they broke up, they were living together with Graham in that apartment, and Raquel had got her nose done. Remember? Now, that's the thing with plastic surgery. You can get it if you want it, but you're probably the only one who thought you needed it most times. Because I looked at her before and after pictures, and I couldn't really see a difference, y'all. I looked at Raquel's before picture and her after picture, and I swear I didn't really see a difference. But when you pay your money to get your nose the way you want it, and you're live in a boyfriend who taught your dog to be Cujo, okay, that's the other sub story, is that James abused the dog so much that even the dog became aggressive and violent and needed to be given up because James taught it to bite to play. Anyway, another story. So now we get Raquel. She had her nose job, and she on camera said, "James, you mushed my face. No, my the door hit my nose or something." No, she said James mushed her nose and messed up her nose job, and then Ariana, Sheena, and some other toes went and started an OnlyFans account to get Raquel's nose reconstructed because James had mushed her face after her nose job, causing it to be crooked. And nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. James was still allowed on the show. Nothing was said that we could hear. So when Scandival broke out last season and we saw James be further emotionally abusive to her, it was interesting that Kristen Doty wrote a book, and in her book, she alleges that James was abusive. And then Raquel Levis, who also started a podcast since Scandival broke called Going Rogue, Rachel Rogue or something, Rachel Goes Rogue or whatever. And she's been telling about this abuse also. So then Tamra Judge from Real Housewives of OC and Teddy Mellencamp, the one hit wonder from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, on their podcast said that they were in a limo at MTV Music Awards with James and Allie, his new fan girlfriend. And they got into some kind of altercation where they needed to be physically separated and removed from each other. So then Allie goes on Sheena's podcast to say that Tamra Judge and Teddy Mellencamp are liars and that they never did anything like that. So then Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives of New York used to be came on her podcast and confirmed the allegations she's heard during the reality reckoning that she was a part of, which Nene Leakes led, and she was able to pick up because of And then the reality reckoning thing did it, and then the Vulture article came out, and then the whole thing blew up, but not really, because they still gainfully employ every criminal they can and any racist they see. So, but it's just really interesting to me that Bethany seems to be the most right in her assessment of what's been going on. Now, I like Bethany when she was on New York, and I like Bethany after. She has said a couple of problematic things, but who doesn't say a couple problematic things? She helps the people mostly, so I'm not super mad. I don't be holding grudges because it can make you pop a tumor later. But in the meantime, I think that James is an issue that needs to be addressed. Let's see if I can't find this little here it is, Bethany Frankel. I had it up for us. Bethany Frankel. What was it, James Kennedy? I had it up for us, but let me re-get it. Here it is. It's not just B. Where did I find it? And so James Kennedy, this season, he's being pumped up so far. We're a couple episodes into the new season. And so far, James Kennedy is getting a very big pass on this whole thing. And I don't really think that it's super fair, because James, look, don't protect abusers. Just don't. Okay? Just don't protect abusers, because your life will be better. Let's see if I can find it.
That I've ever met, not that I remember.
I just want us to listen to what Bethany says, because she said the most.
I'm just gonna
cohesive statement so far to tie everything together from over the years.
Okay, so there are a lot of.
I'm gonna present, share, 2 screens. All right, tell me what to do. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Share. Put me over it. Okay, can you guys hear this?
Rumblings about Vanderpump Rules and James, this guy who I don't believe that I've ever met, not that I remember. I think I've seen him before. a British DJ who's on Vanderpump Rules. Now, I don't really know the people on that show. I met Rachel through the Reality Reckoning when she reached out and then did the podcast. And I think like Lala and I have messaged in the past, maybe through social media or just like I'm aware for physical abuse. So there's a guy who climbs on top of a girl on below deck who's drunk and he's thrown off. I guess there were many incidents before that with this particular guy and other people. People who have been accused of sexual abuse or physical abuse that then are exonerated because it's not proven or it's come out to be that it wasn't true or someone was lying, and their lives are kind of ruined forever. And what's interesting is that reality television is such a low down dirty dump that it really doesn't matter if there are accusations against you for physical abuse. So there's a guy who climbs on top of a girl on below deck who's drunk and he's thrown off. I guess there were many incidents before that with this particular guy and other people, but he's thrown off, never to be seen again. And then there's a guy who's very popular and good looking and charming on Vanderpump Rules, who is, a favorite of not only like the people in charge there, but also many of the fans. And so many people have accused him of abuse. I mean, that's just the truth. If any of this is true, this is a person who's protected because he's working on a show that is now part of the realm, that is profitable, that had its stratospheric rise, which also was the exponential demise of Rachel, and Tom's still there. And it's just interesting that if someone's making it rain, they are protected. That was what happened for years with Harvey Weinstein. He was protected because he was making it rain and he was so powerful. Now, certainly nobody from, a small reality television show is too big to fail. But I can't imagine that many people who, if they were accused of this kind of accusation by so many different people. So I just think it's interesting that in some cases, just the accusation would be grounds for firing or investigation. And this guy has a lot going on that people are talking about. I'm just hearing it in the periphery, just like seeing it on blogs and comments and like people's podcasts. And I'm thinking to myself, don't other people like get in major trouble for just like that association being there? But no, not in this case. Protect the realm, protect the good-looking, charming, one with a British accent for sure. I really don't know.
So that was Bethany, and I feel like she has a point. Do you guys agree that it seems that some people are protected? Some people want it all. Yeah, that note was not the note. And who knew that the Super Bowl had the technology to go back and tweak sour notes? Anyway, that's a different subject. But I think that when things like this happen, especially on a problem channel like Bravo, you guys, because she was going to say more. I don't know if she got to the part about, so on Below Deck, Bravo's anchor show. Did you guys know the shows about the people being floating on the water on the boats are the highest rated shows on Bravo? Even more than the Housewives on a regular basis. The highest rated shows are these Below Deck franchise shows. So these had a thing where they had a scandal on the Below Deck series where one of the crew hands, because okay, what happens on the Below Deck series is there's a charter and they have everybody that works on the boat is like a floating hotel. And so they have to be your entertainment, your food, your beds, your everything. And then afterwards, they play as hard as they work. So after they get done with their charters, and even on the nights of many charters, the people that are the crew of the ship will party together and get drunk and have affairs and just be doing all kind of partying on the boat. Well, one dude on the boat, and he was kind of cute. I don't know why he needed to wait till the girls were asleep to get on top of him and try to have their way, because he was cute enough that they might have said yes while awake. So I have no idea how it became a habit for him to get plied with alcohol with the other cast members and crew members, and then decide once he was so plied with alcohol that he was going to go around from cabin to cabin to the women's cabins and just get on top of the women that he decided to get on top of, and have been doing it for many charters, and then finally got in trouble and got kicked off the boat instead of really dealt with. I guess that's maritime law, is you kick them off the boat and send them back to land as their punishment, because there didn't involve the authorities. To our knowledge, the authorities were not involved for these instances of alleged SA where the woman was inebriated, passed out, and the man was on top of her with cameras all over the boat, y'all. So for that to have been going on for a while, and then he finally gets in trouble. And now we heard about the stuff with James going on for a while, and he hasn't even finally got in trouble yet. So perhaps something will happen with James. You know, he is the golden child over there. For some reason, the more English you are, the safer you are. Look, James has always been the worm. I don't know how he got so famous last season for telling Tom he was a worm with a mustache last year, because James Kennedy has been a worm with no facial hair at all for a decade now. I mean, when is he going to grow some facial hair, you guys? We really need to. Does he wax his chin? Does he wax his upper lip, that he grows zero facial hair at all? Talk about a mustache with a worm. He only mentioned the mustache, as it turns out, because he was jealous of the facial hair Tom is able to grow, you guys. My 15-year-old son has more facial hair than James Kennedy. So I think he was more being mad that Tom even has a mustache, because James has always been the worm of the bunch. Literally. Okay? Literally. Slimy little worm doing whatever he can to get in wherever he can. Okay? Slimy little worm that constantly regenerates what you cut off. He gets cut off from the place. He goes out. He gets the job back. He does something bad. He gets the job back. And now that pump is closed, now he's going around the world doing his white Kanye stuff. But look, James Kennedy, problem. He needs to get handled. Rachel Levis, tell all of it, girl. Please tell all of it. Tell it. Because she said she still hasn't even told it all yet, you guys. Because she was still, in a weird way, protecting them. Plus, oh my God, I might need to go back and play that clip for us. Let it finish, because there was even something, darn, let me go find it. Lord have mercy. There was, it was cut out of a reunion, you guys. It was cut out of a reunion, that fact that James had these, that James had these abuse allegations on him. Wait just a second. Let me get back there. Some people, sometimes a singer can hit a sour note when they first start. It's not their fault. I'm here.
Like that association being there, but no, not in this case. Protect the realm. Protect the good-looking, charming.
Hi, Amy.
One with a British accent, for sure. I really don't know enough about the show, which I was criticized about, which is hilarious, because I certainly am not looking to get myself more dirty by watching dirty television. But my understanding is that he's like a favorite. He's charming and charismatic, and he's a good-looking guy. I mean, I see, but you see that. I can't compare him to Danny Masterson, but I'm just saying a lot of people defended Danny Masterson, and then I think it was Christina Ricci who came out and was like, yeah, just because these guys are charming doesn't mean they can't be bad guys. Like, bad guys can make you smile, can make you laugh, can make you feel good, can be charming, can be loving. Bad guys, do good things. I don't know James. I've never met him. He seems entertaining and charismatic and charming. I'm just noticing that so many different people are talking about him, and one person who's very connected to the cast called me during the reality reckoning. 2 other people directly told me, and then it was allegedly cut out of a reunion, this whole discussion about this, because that's not good for Bravo. It's not good for business. It's just fucking crazy. It's just...
You guys, so isn't that crazy? So isn't that interesting that they would protect James and allow him to have access to unlimited women to do his thing on? Because yeah, so far every woman he's dated on the show has come away saying he's left a wake of women saying that he's been abusive towards them. A wake of women. Okay, that's not cool. Okay, and then I wanted to talk about, I love Married to Medicine. It did not come on this last weekend, so we had to go ahead and only have Super Bowl afters to ingest. There was nothing on after the game. James needs to go. He's a cleared P. Diddy. Naughty. Oh my gosh, naughty. Okay. So I'll have to talk to you about this off screen because I do not want to get in any trouble talking about what I think might be happening. I think some kind of torch might be getting passed. Okay, let's just say that. Let's just say that. Okay. So then we have Married to Medicine. So last week on Married to Medicine, we had some stuff go down where Simone took everybody to Hilton Head, the scene of the crime, where her best friend of over 20 years, husband, had cheated on her. And when her friend had a problem with it, instead of change the location, she blamed Heavenly for bringing up the obvious issue with taking your best friend back to the scene of the crime where her husband wet his peen and other badowsi. Now, look, you guys, I'm married and I have friends. And thank God I haven't been in the situation where I would have to be put in that situation. But look, if you're my friend and knocked on wood, Lord willing, and the creek ever rose that did happen, please don't take me anywhere where I would have to be walking around the streets wondering if this is the shop he took that bitch to. Please don't take me any place where I'm going to be in an Airbnb and wonder if this is the Airbnb he took that bitch to. Please don't take me to any place where I'm going to be on their little boat going around their marina and wonder if this is the same little shit he did with her. Okay? Please don't take me to the vicinity where we might have to go to a restaurant and I might have to guess that he might have had an hors d'oeuvre with that hoe at this bar. Please don't. If you're even half a friend, if you're an associate of mine and you heard that my partner may have cheated in this city and you decide to have a party there and invite me over for an extended stay, please don't be mad when I tell you to kick rocks. I'm not comfortable going. And please don't call me and beg me to come and promise me that it won't get brought up because you care about my feelings. And then get me there and let it be all you talk about. Please don't. Just don't. Because that is not a great friend to me, you guys. I have two best friends of 40 years. There is no way they would do that to me. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. So when I was talking to Dr. Heavenly about it, she said that they definitely could have had the location changed. All it would have taken was for them to band together. Okay? She said that a number of times. And we have seen it demonstrated before where when the ladies of franchises band together, stuff happens or doesn't happen. And just like Mariah Hutt keeps crying about, had the ladies band together to help her stay, to call them slaves some more, then she might still be on the show as talent and not just on the credits at the beginning and end of the show. But please don't ever be the kind of friend to me that Simone is to Jackie. Please don't ever tell me your friend's business, and then when I mention it, you act like you don't know how I found out. Cough, cough, Buffy. Please don't. There are so many things you can go back over time that Simone has done to Jackie that have been sideways. And you just take it like, oh, well, maybe. But now I'm starting to see, I think that Simone is actually jealous of Jackie. And I thought that a long time ago when they used to go and have their lunches. Remember? I don't know. I don't know. I never really felt like Dr. Simone was as happy for Jackie as Jackie wanted or needed her to be. I don't know. It's just a feeling that I was getting. Whenever they would have their lunches, it would be so dry, and I don't know. As long as Jackie was with her, I feel like that's why she liked Jackie. But I don't know that they had a lot in common or anything, because Jackie really seems to have a lot of fun with Dr. Heavenly that we see. At least she has a personality around Dr. Heavenly. Yes, so close to home. Look, and especially don't take me on a vacation with you that I could drive to. What? And for a 10-year anniversary trip? And how did Simone get in charge of everything on this show? They kicked Mariah off, who was really in charge of the show, and put Simone in charge of the show. But then they say that Jackie's in charge of the show. It's a lot of confusion going on over there. Because Simone is not the HBIC of the show. I'm not interested in Simone at all. Toya would love to be the HBIC of the show, but she's not. But she thinks she is. I feel like Toya and Simone are actually the two evil birds that fly very under the radar, and they throw a lot of stones, start a lot of commotion, and then nobody remembers that they started that shit somehow. I don't know. And to me, that's just what happens. So yeah, case in point, you invite the person to Hilton Head, but now by the end of the scene, everybody's mad at Heavenly because she brought it up. Or that somehow Sweet Tea, or how I like to call her Sweet and Sour, because she needs to pick a side. I mean, you're newlywed. You have so much to be happy for. You're on your new TV show. I love that you're sharing your life. I hope you get your babies. I think G might be into you, but I'm not really sure, because that whole thing about him playing mental games with her and being a psychiatrist, that was very dark to me, you guys. That was very dark. Remember that thing she said? Sweet Tea said that she had forgot something on, and he said that the house got broke into or something, and to scare her so that she wouldn't do it. That's the kind of stuff you do to kids. She's not a child. She's a whole grown woman. And if he's doing these kind of things with her, that's troubling to me. But if she likes it, we can love it. Okay. But as far as her like overall disdain for Dr. Heavenly, I saw an interview that she did yesterday on a channel, and she was doing a lot of embellishing, in my opinion, because I literally asked Dr. Heavenly about the things that she was saying on there, and Dr. Heavenly said straight up that the girl just likes to talk and she says a lot of things that aren't true. So she said that Dr. Heavenly allegedly asked for water and got her alcohol to get her drunk. Look, Dr. Heavenly was like, "You're 32. I can't get you nothing. I can't get you nothing. I didn't tell you to say all that stuff." And then Dr. Heavenly even said that she tried to get the girl to shut up, y'all. So how am I simultaneously getting you liquored up to spill your business and telling you to STFU because you're spilling too much business? How can I simultaneously be responsible for your dreams coming true of you being on the show and responsible for making it the worst of your life? Like I mean, I know two things can be true a lot, but I just feel like she is going way hard on Dr. Heavenly. And then she started talking about Dr. Heavenly's business. Look, keep the business, the kids, and the parents out of it, unless you want to be told how her dead mom in hell can bear the children that you can't. I mean, why does she? And then she's going to cry, though, whenever Dr. Heavenly says anything back. It's so weird. It's so weird. Part of the reason Dr. Heavenly went on those news runs at first with Quad was to get stuff for the show, marketing for the show. However, it was also in response to some things that Sweet Tea had already been saying, you guys. That was not on our radar, but that was on the radar of Dr. Heavenly and, let's say, Quad. And so when they got in interviews, they would tear that little girl up because she had been talking a gang of shit. And now it turned into, oh, she's bullying me. She's bullying me. But she had been talking an equal amount of mess, you guys. You see, she can hold her own. Kudos to Sweet Tea. She can hold her own. Everybody loves it. So why is everybody so pressed that she gets pressed? Either she can hold her own or she can't. But she definitely starts a lot of stuff, you guys. And then wants to cry victim and bring in HIPAA and your business and all kind of stuff because your controlling ass husband came into the thing while you were on in Dr. Heavenly University that you swear you didn't get nothing from and you want a refund for. You say you didn't get nothing from it, but the whole rest of the class got an earful when Dr. G came in, not realizing you had your microphone off and showed his entire ass. You didn't talk about that in the interviews, though. Did you talk about that, Sweet Tea? Or is the only problem Dr. Heavenly University? That you didn't learn anything from, but the people in the class learned a lot about how Dr. G treats you at home. I'm not sure why she keeps trying to blame my girl, Dr. Heavenly, for everything. All she did was get you a job and get you a bag and then try to help you grow your bag. And then look, she's all, oh, I really want to help my people. I really want to help my people. And I'm like, well, great. You're sticking around the right people then, because Dr. Heavenly is always helping the people. Dr. Jackie is helping the people. And so she's hanging around the two right ones. Yeah, I couldn't get into the interview that much either. I tried. I mean, I gave it a view, so the person's going to get a view. I think did I give it a like? I might not have gave it a like because I didn't like what she was saying because my Dr. Heavenly told me it was BS. And based off of just what I've seen, she is trying to be a villain and a victim at the same time. She's totally victimizing her. They bully me. They pick on me. They did all this stuff. And then they're talking about my endometriosis. They're talking about my but they're not. They're talking about stuff that you brought up on a reality show. And when you bring shit up on reality shows, it gets talked about, darling. That's the premise of the show. Somebody call Sweet Tea and tell her the premise of reality shows is that you talk about reality and then other people talk about it too. So I tried to get into the interview, but I couldn't. And it felt like really a Dr. Heavenly bashing interview instead of a Sweet Tea get to know me interview. I don't know. Look, she's not so sweet. Sweet and sour. That's what I'm saying. She's sweet and sour. She runs hot, she runs cold. I don't know. A lot of us do. I'm I'm giving her grace though. I'm willing to give her another season. She can have one more season, her and NECA. I did not like the way either of them came in, but I'm willing to give them one more season to see if they can realign their chakras and play right in the sandbox with the ensemble cast. Because you coming in as a noob, you just need to humble yourself a little bit. Yeah, you're fabulous, but you're not more fabulous than any of these other bitches. Really, you're not. That's why they've been on TV for 10 years. That's why they've been on TV for 15 years. Because they fabulous. They that fabulous that they've held it down for 10 years without you, darling. So you are fabulous, but you're not that fabulous that the show will stop or not go on with or without you. Be grateful. Please be grateful. She does not have to keep. And then I love the part in the interview, though. I had texted Dr. Heavenly last night. I said, why did you call security on that woman's mama? So, spoiler alert, at the interview, at the reunion, Dr. Heavenly pulled a Giselle and called security on Sweet Tea's mama. But why was Sweet Tea's mama on set? Why was Sweet Tea's mama on set? Unless it was because in all those interviews that you did and those lives that you did with your mom and sister, Sweet Tea, where they were threatening physical harm to Dr. Heavenly for speaking words out of her mouth, which is an amended right, freedom of speech. But they always want to come back with some type of physical violence towards words out of a mouth. And that's a sign of breeding, actually, because that's not the first thing a lot of people go to is violence over words. They might tell them to shut the fuck up before you get some, but you don't immediately just go to get some. You know what I mean? I don't know. I agree, Bianca. I was like, they can both go. They can both go. NECA is strange. It's like she's a Frankenwife where she took all the parts of all the wives of history and tried to put them together in herself. So she came in with this weird dog in this couture in a house that needs to be done and sipping champagne with your medication in the morning, darling. What are you doing? A crossover to Real Housewives of Erica Jane? Come on now, NECA. Oh my, and then we could cross over for a second. How is it okay for NECA to want to have wine, be a lawyer, make sheets, do whatever else she's going to do, but it's not okay for Wendy to do that shit? To me, it just shows that Wendy is a true Nigerian for the other Nigerian to come on and have the same exact proclivities to want to expand their empire and see what they can do. So I appreciate that. But as far as what she brings to the show, it's all kind of confusion. And then NECA uses words like, "Oh, I'm having you, my friends, test my wine." Bitch, you just met these ladies 5 months ago and you're already calling them friends? That's a problem in life, you guys. There's associates, there's friends. You got to know which is which. You got to be more discerning in who you give these titles to, because she called Giselle and Ashley and Robin her friends. We already know that she's about to find out the hard way that there ain't no friend having with Giselle, Robin, or Ashley. And the only thing living in Ashley's forehead that's friendly is gnats. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see. Yeah, Sweet Tea ain't so sweet. Girl, I must have rolled my eyes so hard watching that interview. I had to turn it off, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. But the people had all their pumps out. Did you see that, Amy? Did you see that, Bianca? Oh, the people in that interview had their pumps out. They were all sitting around pumping that girl's head up full of air. Just pumping her head up, pumping her head up. telling her she's great. Keep acting the way you're acting. You do no wrong. Keep being exactly you. I don't think they're doing her a service because she's not really coming off very authentic. She's coming off like a baby, like a literal child with temper tantrums, emotional mood swings, and all kind of stuff. They were pumping her up strong. I mean, I appreciate, like I said, I love all these reality peoples showing their lives with us. And I'm grateful for it. And I have these opinions though where I'm just like, dude, miss me with that. Miss me, okay? Yep, both can go. There's a right way to do things, a wrong way to do things. I feel like Sweet Tea didn't get the memo. Exactly. She did not get the memo. I know she can read because she said she has a job. So she did not get the memo, okay? She's a Stepford wife, but in a weird way. Like, I don't know that her husband is a Stepford husband, though. I don't know. And I feel like somebody might need to do some digging on her husband because everybody knows in African culture, you can have more than one wife. And if he only seeing her for 3 days out of the month, then maybe he has a whole entire other family that he has to be with over there. Who knows what's going on? I'm not wishing that on nobody, but I'm surprised that nobody's raising not one eyebrow to that. Not a single eyebrow got raised to a long distance relationship. And now while you're married, he's still living in another state most of the time while you have your house in the Potomac. Why'd you leave LA to come to Potomac? Was it just to get on the show? They didn't want you on Real Housewives of Los Angeles? I mean, of Beverly Hills or OC, you couldn't get over there. Garcelle's taking up all the melanin. Huh. Well, hey, and that's the thing. Her husband is one that we'll have to just watch, okay? Because I hope there's no Hilton heads in her husband's past or future. Yeah, I can't watch Sweet Tea outside of the show. She's always, it feels like it literally in her interviews, it looks like she's thinking of what to blame on the other people so she comes out looking okay. I don't know. And then in that scene, after she cussed Dr. Jackie out, everybody's like, oh, I'm so glad you cussed out your grandma. You're so tough. You're so strong. You can make boogers talk. You're so cohesive. Oh my God. You are the god of the show. She's been needed to brought down to our level. It was so weird to me. I'm just like, why did Jackie deserve that? Why did Jackie deserve that, you guys? She was in the middle of saying, can you guys leave me alone? This has been a hard day for me and my husband. And that little hoe is going to be like, no, Curtis. And she addressed the husband too. She hasn't been watching the show to know, don't talk to these ladies' husbands. You don't want to. Ooh, you better not ever talk to Dr. Damon. And that's the other thing. Oh my God. I texted Dr. Heavenly. I was like, we have to talk about these strong statements that Sweet Tea is making. She wants to have, she's hearkening Dr. Daddy to a converse. She wants to bring Dr. Heavenly to Dr. Damon's office. She's trying to bring her to the principal's office because she knows that Dr. Damon is the only person that can control Heavenly. So she was on that show talking about, oh yeah, we're going to have a talk with Dr. Damon. Bitch, if you don't go sit down and shut the fuck all the way up, you think Dr. Damon is going to entertain you? You don't understand yet that everything Heavenly says about their relationship being perfect, he agrees with, and he's not willing to sell their relationship for this show either. You haven't been paying attention, bitch. He's not going to give you the time of day. And Heavenly ain't going to let you get nowhere near the room to talk to the man. You ain't been paying attention? Didn't Cone Tessa try to go talk to Dr. Daddy about some shit? It does not go well when you try to hearken Dr. Daddy. You deal with the bitch in your face. That's who you deal with, sweet and sour. You deal with the bitch in your face. Were they going running after trying to get Dr. G to put you in your place? No. That's not how this game is played. The women play with the women and the men play with the men on this show, sweet and sour. You better go ask Dr. G while he's down there smoking cigars with Copper Cup Cecil at one of his many bars in his house. No, that's the wrong person to talk to. I take it back because Cecil loved putting on dresses, getting into women's business. Not the dress part. I take that part back. But Cecil does love getting in the women's business, just like Eugene. They both love getting in the women's business. But Dr. Damon and Curtis, they the realest Negroes on the show, and they not getting in the women's business. They not. So you can act like, oh, we're going to have some serious talks. Bitch, it's your first season. You got so much pull that you're about to have some serious talks before you come back next season? Really? I want to see how this goes so bad. I cannot wait till next season to see how this goes, to find out how much pull exactly you have. I can't wait. Girl, you know her gnats are even shady, right? Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, she has gnats all in her forehead. Yeah. I'm confused as to how she has all the smoke for Heavenly, but none for Quad and Finn. Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's so interesting, that show. People have decided that Heavenly is the catch-all for everything they hate. If you bring Quad to your baby shower and she had nothing to do with it, blame it on Heavenly. If you pick a trip to Hilton Head and she had nothing to do with it, blame it on Heavenly. You know, if Quad gets voted off the island, blame it on Heavenly. If just anything, any freaking thing. And that's the thing that Toya does too. Toya is fine with Anila and fine with the other lady who said she was having an affair with the thing, but not fine with Quad, who she kissed before, to the point of Eugenia having to get up and leave. So now I'm feeling like the real turmoil between Quad and Toya goes back to Toya's desire to have Quad sexually. There, I said it. There's a sexual tension thing allegedly going on because Toya has kissed Quad before, not Quad kissed Toya, just like Toya kissed Heavenly before. And Heavenly was like, I don't want that. Where's Daddy? Well, whatever happened when Toya kissed Quad, Eugene was so uncomfortable, he got up and left. And now, ever since then, Toya's had smoke and fire for Quad, who she was all just kissing. So it must be some kind of leftover sexual tension because Quad doesn't want that or something. Because I've been wondering, why is Toya so high strung out on Quad for? What has she ever done that none of the other bitches have done? Because they've all talked about each other. So the only thing is this whole thing with what kissing her years ago, but now you hate her years later. It doesn't make any sense. Toya, pick a side, drink some more wine. What's crazy is she rah, but ain't saying nothing. I really think she'd be being fed who to go after. Okay, thank you for being here. I've been thinking 32. That's the point. And even Dr. Heavenly has said that before. And if anybody caught one of the confessionals, she had said something that alluded to the fact of she didn't know what to say. I'll have to go back and find the scene. But she has mentioned that before, where that she heard what to say or something. Ashley's the snake of all snakes. She needs to get off the screens too and go raise those babies. I'm not buying she didn't watch the show prior, because she did watch the show prior. I'm almost lost when Carlos entertained Cecil going, I know, but I thought they initially said that it was Eugene that reached out to go on the live with Dr. Heavenly and Carlos. But then the week that it was supposed to happen, it was Cecil's name that kept being brought up. And then when I asked her about it, she said they both had tweeted him or DM'd him or something to come on. But she's thinking that they're probably going to go on with him separately because that really is their show. Like, Yeah. And Cecil and Eugenia have both been saying things about Dr. Heavenly um, in the Phaedra Live and in their little offhanded remarks on the show. And I'm like, they haven't learned yet. They haven't learned yet. And what's so interesting is Dr. Damon would never say anything about these other wives. So for these men to constantly disrespect his wife like this is just like, I'm surprised there's not more of a commotion over this shit because that's not cool. How was that so good that she didn't read her? So basically said a couple cuss words and yelled at. That's the point. That cussing somebody telling you, fuck you, bitch. And then the timing of the fuck you, bitch wasn't even right. I have a 10-year-old, and unfortunately, he could cuss you out better and read you better than Sweet Tea. Unfortunately, because that was not a read and that was barely a cuss out. That was just utterly disrespectful and confusing. I mean, when you don't have any words, it was almost like she needed a nap time, you guys, and her vocabulary was deteriorating. I used to babysit. I'm gonna digress here. True T, larger curves. I used to babysit the first test tube baby ever. I used to babysit him. His mom was a genius, and she went and picked genius sperm to have a baby with. She was a single mother though, and she was a psychiatrist. Yeah, she didn't give out pills. She just talked to you about it. And a psychologist, I mean, because she didn't give out medication. That's where I learned the difference. Psychologists don't give out medication. Psychiatrists are allowed to give out medication. So she was a psychologist, and I would babysit her test tube baby son while she would do her sessions with her clients. And I tell you, he was so freaking smart. He was all of 7 years old, and he would come to me and he would say things like, my real name is Leah, you guys know that. And he would be like, Leah, well, first he would start swearing. I thought we didn't know what Tourette's was at the time, but we would be playing whatever game we were playing, and he would just start swearing. S, shit, fuck, oh, damn it. Oh, he would just start getting frustrated. And then he'd come to me and he'd be like, Leah, I need to go take a nap. My vocabulary is deteriorating. That's how he would come and talk to me, you guys. He was 7 years old. Leah, I have to go take a nap. My vocabulary is deteriorating, is what he would say when he would start to use too many swear words, you guys. So basically, I think Sweet Tea needed to go take a freaking nap because that was just weird. Even Dr. G was like, look, I can't have you out here showing your ass like that, girl. I need you to hold it together. And then she starts crying to her man, her new husband, who's a man with 2 balls and a scrotum and a sack. She starts crying to him about how she was protecting him. She needed to protect him. And that's why she showed her ass. So she was just wrong on so many levels. So you cussed a woman out and showed your ass, embarrassing your husband to emasculate your husband to protect him. Because if you are a woman that thinks you need to protect your husband, then you're emasculating him. Like, that's like, let him protect himself. That's what men do. They're supposed to protect and provide. She should pay more attention to Dr. Heavenly's relationship advice also, because protecting and providing is definitely what your man is supposed to do for you. Okay? Okay. So let's take a look. I don't care what the men have to say. Yeah, they're just supposed to be there to shut up and just support. Don't say nothing. Look your best. Look like you smell fucking great. And sit there and let me shine. That's what Dr. Damon does. He looks like he smells great. He looks like he has his wife's back. He don't say nothing. He don't even have the looks that go. Poor Alicia's husband's going to have to learn how to control his face. The looks that he gives. Wait, let me remove this comment. You see him in the corner right there? You see him in the corner down on the bottom right-hand corner right here on the screen? You see him? He was looking like, uh-oh, what's going on here? You can't wear it all on your face like that, Alicia's husband. Even though he's a knuckle dragger, he's gonna have to learn. Barefoot and pregnant, my ass. And you don't eat pussy? Please. Look, like I said last time, there is no way in hell. Communication is key in a relationship, you guys. Don't you get on a reality show with your other significant other and get caught up in a confessional talking about your sex life and have it be brought up that you think your wife don't like what she says you need to do more of. You catch that? Sounds like Toya and Eugene. She wants Quad and Eugene, right? And Eugene is not here for it. Exactly. Yeah, I can't. They scared him so much. He started cleaning up, right? Right? He went from a woman's places to clean to, oh, can I get that for you? Where's the trash can? Okay. That was so cringy when they were talking about that. Wasn't that the cringiest thing? But I'm telling you, don't get to TV and let that be the place you find out that you are not doing a great job. Okay? Because her DMs will be full of people willing to give her to brush up. And his DMs will be full of people willing to let him brush up on them. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. Oh, you guys. Okay. James Kennedy, Sweet and Sour. Oh, and Ye dropped an album. Kanye dropped an album. I haven't listened to it yet. My son says it's fire. I'm gonna have to go listen to it. But I did see that on the Yeezy site, everything on his site is $20. And I've never bought anything from Yeezy. I refused to buy those ugly shoes when they were thousands of dollars. I was like, hell no, they look ugly. They're ugly was the reason I didn't buy it before. But now the shit's $20. Husband came, I mean, not husband, but son just got a full cart of stuff, you guys. He got a cart of the stuff that looks like pajamas. It all looks like pajamas and leisure wear. I don't know. But he dropped an album. He says that Black people are Jews. We can't be anti-Semitic. I agree with that statement. Do your research. Do your history. Look at where things are placed. Look where Israel is. Then look at the map before all the Europeans got it. And you'll see that where Israel is now is ancient Canaan. And then if you look even further, you can go back to the dynasty of the pharaohs of Ramses. There were 3 Ramses. The first Ramses, it was still Canaan when he had that swatch. And then somehow over time, it was not Canaan and became Palestine. And now, So, but that is ancient Canaan. And that was part of the African Empire. And so if that's the place where it started and that's the place where we started, then to me, Kanye has a point. I don't know. That's what I think. Just do your own research, people. But a lot of people have problems when we want to do our own research and find out things that aren't in whitewashed history books. Therefore, I encourage you to do more research because, so your mind can be full of the truth and not whitewashed, indoctrinated lies. That's what Kanye would say, and he has a point, you guys. I mean, after all, he's back on top again. He knows what he's doing. But I think he should dress his wife in warmer clothes. She's going to get a horrible cold if she keeps on wearing pantyhose in all kind of weather. That's all I know. So, okay, that was pretty much it. We're coming up here on our hour. Grand Rising, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Be love, see love, hear love, taste love, smell love, feel love. Because you are love. Okay? That's the assignment. Girl, the more research I do, the angrier I get. Ooh, we need to do a whole live just on that. I mean, but it's Black History Month, and I just stay stirred the whole month. I stay stirred the whole fucking month. Okay, I just posted on my community tab yesterday. You guys know what hush puppies are? Let me hurry up and show you real quick. Hush puppies. Hush puppies. Let me go home. My channel. Hush puppies are a treat that I said my channel. Come on. There we go. Community tab. I'm gonna share the screen. What the fuck? Community tab. Here we go. Okay. So let me put me like this. So did you guys know? You guys know what hush puppies are, right? So this is your African American history fact for today. Hush puppies were created during enslaved times. Africans escaping enslavement learned the trick of throwing balls of fried cornmeal to distract hound dogs sent out to track them. The vicious dogs would stop barking and start eating. The word hush puppies was born. So there's your thing in non-whitewashed history. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, have a love-filled day. Keep the dogs quiet. I love hush puppies too, and I didn't even know why. They're lifesavers, you guys. They're like fried lifesavers. Anyway, go out, be great. There's enough to go around. I'll see you in the next video.